Hello, everyone. I'm gonna wait for some people to come on. Hi, hello, everyone. Welcome to the first episode of Black Dance Stories Power Half Hour. Come take a moment on this Monday to get powered up and ready to take on the day as we hold space for the communal experience of story sharing and the uplifting energy that it gives even through technology, because energy extends and transcends through all types of matter, including technology. Okay? As Black Dance Stories continues to hold space for, interconnect, and archive full and diverse Black dance legacies and stories, we are now making space to spotlight your young professional movement artists of all walks to share their journeys so far and paving their way through the dance movement community. It is so important to make space for the younger voices, our experiences, and our journeys as we so-called establish ourselves, our voices, and our missions in this world, because jewels of wisdom and inspiration come in all shapes, sizes, ages, journeys, sharings, and stories. This month's featured guest is Brooke Rucker. I'm so excited, but first let me introduce myself. My name is Makeda Lily. My full name is Makeda Lily Nwabunkosi Margie Rose Roney. I will be hosting Black Dance Stories Power Half Hour, which tunes every last Monday of the month at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. I am a fourth generation life and body soul alchemist as I translate ethereal matter into the languages of dance, movement, art, and any other language my soul is called to channel and express love, inner power, vibrancy, and truth. I'm in this human experience as an able-bodied Black Indigenous American woman. Pronouns she, her, and they, as I am all of my ancestors and spirit team, and they are me. I come from a long generational line of artists and energetic intuitives, both on my maternal and paternal lines, the Love Roni line, which extends through so many amazing, powerful people, artists, legacies, and ancestors. And I send my love and gratitude to them every day as I move through the world as an extension of them and them as an extension of me. Most immediately, I am the daughter of Nia Love and Antoine Roney, sister of Kojo Roney, Zipporah Roney, and Takwazi Love. All of us beautiful, powerful artists. I am live from Harlem, New York, which was once respectfully and harmoniously occupied by the unceded Lenape post-colonial settling. I am in my living room, basking in the sunlight. I'm wearing a black tube top. My hair is curly, natural, in a bob cut, and parted down the middle. So I'm so excited that all of y'all are here with me. Wow, it's such a great turnout. I'm so excited. Community is the heart of Black Dance Stories. So of course, I want to know who's watching. Share hearts as y'all are. Drop comments in the chat. Say hello, where you're watching from. And feel free to engage and interact purely from a place of love. We will also be doing a Q&A portion at the end, a short one. So please go ahead and ask some questions. There should be a little feature where it has a box with a question mark. So if you could ask questions using that feature, that would be great because it puts it together all in one and I don't have to search. So without further ado, I'm going to bring in our September guest. And I'm really excited. It's my first time doing this, so I'm going to bring her in. 1 second, everyone. I just invited her.
Hey!
Hello.
Ah!
So before you start, because we have this tradition in Black Dance Stories, I have my tea. It's power half hour, so this is during the day. So we're having tea and coffee.
Yes.
Everyone, if y'all have tea and coffee, let's cheers to Black Dance Stories with our power drink. Cheers. It can also be like a smoothie or something.
I've also had that already as well.
How are you doing?
I am good. I am so good. And so thankful to be in this space. Thank you to the Black Dance Stories team for extending this opportunity. Thank you, Makata. There is no one else I would want to be doing this with. So I'm just so glad that it's you that's on this journey with me today.
Yes. I'm going to give you the floor. Go ahead, and I'm here if you want to chat, but also I know you have some notes, so go ahead. I'm giving you the floor.
Yes, thank you. So just to introduce myself, I'm Brooke Rucker, she, her pronouns. I am calling in today from the unceded land of the Munsee Lenape people, that is known as Brooklyn, New York. And I am a cisgender Black woman, non-disabled bodied, heterosexual, and I have locks that come a bit beneath my shoulder. They're black at the roots, and then they transition into brown. And I have on aqua green dangling earrings in this agate sliced stone that I'm wearing as a necklace that is going to ground me today. So, so appreciative of this opportunity to share my story, because I do feel like I'm in a period of my life right now where I'm harvest some seeds that were planted along the way. And I'm excited to get to go through this story with you all and even recount for myself how I get here. Yeah. So it all started for me at the age of 3 when my mom put me into dance class. Shout out to my mom. She's on here. It's her birthday today. So happy birthday, Mom. But she put me into the standard ballet, tap, jazz. I was one of those children that been in that studio practice, since that young age. And I loved it. I had an affinity for it. My parents would recount stories about how, you would be up on the stage and all the other kids, were looking at the teacher and messing around, and you would be out there like hitting the step. I truly, truly enjoyed getting to be in the dance process. And so because of that affinity, I did end up accelerating in my local dance studio, Steps of Faith, at a much higher rate. And when I say that, I mean that I was 9 years old and I was taking dance classes with 17-year-olds that were in high school. And by the age of 10, I was already being put on point. And so ballet was really, really my life. And it also helped that I was homeschooled at the time. So it really allowed me to just immerse myself into dancing. It was literally what I was eating, breathing, sleeping, everything.
Yes.
So after that time, I ended up transitioning out of my local studio and going to a school called the Georgia Ballet, which was a little further down the road. And so that was a really great experience because it was the first time that I actually got to be in a studio practice with other students that were actually my age, because their studio was just able to more so continue that and help us to all still grow. So it was wonderful because that wasn't an opportunity that I was really having. I was young and trying to be high schoolers, actually being able to connect to peers.
Yeah.
Process. It was the first time that I really had to come face to face with the fact that being a Black person in the dance field could be an issue. And so I auditioned for the first time for the Nutcracker while I was at this school. And humble brag, I was one of the top, students that was in that class. And I went through the audition process. You know how you'll do an audition, and you're that was it. Everything was working for the greater good. It all came together. That was it. And so that audition was it for me. But I did not get the role of Clara, And looking back on it, even my kid brain, it was the moment that I realized, I was like, oh, I don't look like the person who's going to be playing, Claire's family at all. And it's an issue, me being this dark. So that was really my first experience. I was like, okay, just because you're talented doesn't necessarily mean you're going to, get the role, get the part. So after that year, I transitioned back to my hometown dance studio, and I also started going to an in-person school. So I was no longer being anymore. So with that, I was finally in a place where I was getting to connect with people outside of dance. From before that point, all of my friends were dancers. We were all experiencing the. But this was the first time that I was around other students who were doing other things, making friends with people who had different extracurricular activities. And so while they were all hanging out after school, I was having to be rushed away, to dance all the time. And it was so frustrating. I would never get to hang out with my friends. And so dance all of a sudden became this thing that wasn't really joyful anymore. I wasn't really finding happiness in it. Through this period, I ended up auditioning for the American Ballet Theater Summer Intensive, and I got in. But by the time that I was nearing our semester for dance, I was kind of like, I'm done. I can't keep dancing. And so I told my parents this. I was like, I think I'm done. Like, I don't think I want to continue. And my parents have always been so supportive of my dance career. I think they want me to, do this sometimes more than even I want to. And so they're like, no, you have a gift. Like, keep going. And I was like, I'm done. Like, I just can't do it anymore. And they were like, fine. At least do the American Ballet Theater Intensive. And then, if you're not about it, you can stop. And I was like, I'm done. Like, I'm intensive, done. So I stopped dancing. And of course, looking back at it now, I'm like, oh yeah, that was burnout. I mean, I was doing this since I was 3. That's 9 years straight of this consuming my life. And literally in my 12-year-old body, I was like, I can't do this anymore. So I decided from dance that I was going to do sports. And that did not last long. It's a very short little story for this section. That was 2 years of doing basketball and softball. And I quickly learned I do not like to run. If any form of cardio, but do not make me run. Like, I can't do it. So that chapter closed after 2 years. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go back to the arts field. So I went to a different high school after graduating middle school. And that's where I decided I'm going to try musical theater. It was something that I'd always been really interested in. My mom is a singer, so singing has always been a part of my upbringing. Me and my family to this day, we are known for making up a tune if we're all together. So I was like, I'm going to try this out. I think I've done some little theater performances in the past, but I was like, I really want to go for it. And I did get into the musical theater troupe, which was an incredible experience because my sophomore year, I was chosen to be one of the co-dance captains. So this was the way that I kind of started finding my way back into dance. As co-dance captain, I was basically choreographing a majority of the musicals and different numbers that we were doing. And I was like, I love this. Like, I love choreographing. I love getting, to direct and instruct. I was like, this is bomb. And so towards the end of high school, and of course, it's like, okay, so what are you going to do? Where are you going to go to college? What are you going to major in? I was thinking musical theater because I was like, this is what I've been doing. Other friends in the troupe have been doing it. But there was a little hesitation. I was like, I don't know if I fully want to commit. I don't know if this is fully it. And so my musical theater director, she suggested going into dance. She was like, you're a great dancer. This would be an opportunity for you to expand on your dancing, get some more training, to choreograph. And I was like, okay, you're right. And she was like, who has a really great dance program? Florida State University. And I was like, really? Huh. And I say that because my mom went to Florida State University, and her brother and her sister and my grandmother went to Florida A&M. So Tallahassee is just a location that it's in my family. It's in my family history, in our story. My parents met in Tallahassee. So I was like, wow, Florida State, that feels like something that could be aligned. And so I went to Florida State to get my bachelor's in fine arts, and I don't know what I was expecting out of a dance major, but I got so much more than what I could have ever expected, because I had such a narrow understanding of our dance field and what dance could be. I didn't have that full comprehensive history of dance coming into it. So in my mind, I was literally just thinking so minuscule. And then I came in and we were taking all these classes. I'm meeting all these different people. And I was like, oh my God, like dance is like so much more, like so multifaceted. And now I was put in a place and I'm like, so what am I going to do? Because I don't think I just want to, choreograph for Broadway per se anymore. Like, there are so many avenues. What helped me with all of that questioning was going to the American Dance Festival in 2017, which is where I met you. And specifically out of that experience, getting to work with Charles Anderson is what really centered me. I took Charles Anderson's repertory class where we worked on his piece, Recurrent Unrest, which is basically addressing all of the social injustices that we continue to see arise within our nation, and followed with those injustices, the protests, the movements that happen, and how we continue to see this again and again in a cyclical nature. But it's the questioning of, is anything really getting better? Is anything really changing? Even as it feels like progress is being made, when we look back in history and see these same steps have already occurred. So just to hear Charles speak on that, and then of course he provided us with like resources to follow up on the things that he was teaching, and then to like embody it and be in the work, because he will talk about how he's like a kinetic storyteller. I was just like, this is it. Like, this is what I want to do with the dance, with the work. Like, yes. So from there, Charles actually hired me to be in his company. From there, so I got to like continue the work, which was an amazing process to get to continue just that mentoring, as well as I was learning more and more about social activism, and specifically social activism within dance. So that helped to center, helped to ground me, give me purpose. Okay, this is what I'm doing with my dancing. From there, graduated college, and now moving to New York. And so, of course, as many people, I'm sure when you move to New York, it's like, okay, so where am I going to work? Like, so where am I going to work? How am I paying bills? And this is like another part of that like whole like seed journey and harvesting seeds. Because I had been in conversation with Nia Love, who I know that you know well, and Nia was like, you should look into Brooklyn Arts Exchange. I think that that's an organization that you would be really interested in their work. And so I was like, okay, sure. And so they had an internship for the fall, and I applied, and they hired me, and it was incredible. It was one of my first times really getting to experience like arts administration, which wasn't something that I'd necessarily done as much before. But I was like, I like this. I like getting to be in these meetings and getting to see like somehow some of these decisions are being made, and also just be a part of this organization that's providing these resources to the community. It was really impactful, and it also helped to open the door for me being hired as Jawale Willajazala's part-time assistant with Urban Bushwomen, because I had that arts administrative work to bring with me to that. Which, of course, Jawale was a professor of mine at Florida State University. And so, of course, there was also that whole dynamic. I was like, oh my God, like, number one, you're Jawale, but also you're my professor, but also now you're my boss. I'm just like, But it was an amazing time. I don't have to say it, but I will. Jawale is incredible. And it has taught me so much just by simply, getting to watch her walk through life. So I was in that position, doing that for some months. I actually ended up being hired by Gaspard Louis for his company, Gaspard and Dancers, which was a really great experience because I, for the first time, really got to experience what it's it like to dance full time for your, like, 9 to 5 to really be going to rehearsals, being with the company and whatnot. It was incredible. So from there, we're right now, to give us a time period, we're in 2019. We're in 2019 in the fall. From there, I'm still working, part-time with Jolly and her work. And I end up auditioning for Camille Brown. The company had put out this audition for Black Girl Linguistic Play. And so I was like, I don't know, should I go, should I not? I was like, these are like some like real people, they're really doing the work. Do I even deserve to like go to this audition right now? But I was like, I'm gonna go. So I went, I auditioned, and they actually ended up hiring me for one of the roles. And I was just like, just incredible. What more could you want? But then a few months later, March 2020, it's the pandemic. And now all of these things that I thought were going to happen have been shut down. The whole gig with Camille ends up getting closed. Part-time jobs that I had, of course, are now having to be put away. And I'm just kind of at this standstill of like, okay, so what am I going to do? And also, what do I want to do moving forward? Because that was the moment that I realized how unstable the ground I was standing on really was, and how so much of it had just been built on hand. And I was like, I don't want to continue forward in this manner, basically.
Yeah.
So as I'm in this like waiting period, Jolly again, she reaches out, and she's like, we have this new full-time development role that we're trying to fill. Would you be interested in taking it on? And I was like, well, first off, I don't know anything about development, so let's just like put that in the air before you can hire. Like, are you sure that you want me? And she was like, that's fine. Like, we will train you, but we would love for you to have, like, absolutely. And so here I am now, full-time development / visioning partner assistant with Urban Bush Women.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a journey, but it's been a blessing to get to see how I'm now being able to like blend both administrative and artistic sides in my life, because goal.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. That's a great segue into our questions.
Yes.
What a journey so far as young dancers. Our stories are so packed, and we still have so much more. Young professional dancers, we still have so much more, but there's so much packed within our stories. And so it's beautiful to hear your story. And I'm excited to see it grow and grow and grow. So we have one question. I think this is Mama Charmaine. Hi, Mama Charmaine. So the question is, how does your time with Jawale as a mentor how is your time with Jolly as a mentor by and through Black Dance Stories? How is that? Even though you've established a connection with her so far, but Black Dance Stories kind of connecting in this mentorship way.
Yeah. Trying to like find my framing words. I mean, I think it is the stories that are left behind, like the stories here that help to move forward. And I remember, like, even when Jolly was a professor, when getting to hear her recount her stories through different pieces, the stories of the piece, because there's certain knowledge that you can just find from that. And so, like, now in this role with Jolly, I mean, it could just be like, but still just getting to hear the processing and the stories that was in, like, this is the experience. This is maybe like a pathway that's been done, and this is what I've learned going forward. Like, even how she incorporates those stories into that. And so getting to work under someone who truly is a legend, truly is so knowledgeable. And getting to hear her just recount her life story and all of these things, it has been incredible, and it's led me to, because there's something very affirming about hearing someone's story, that then allows you to dig deeper into your own and to also find the connecting point as well. Like, where does my story now fit into this lineage that I'm continuing to create? Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. We have time for one other question. And we have questions coming in, but it's power half hour. We gotta power through. So we have one more question that we can do, and this one's from Nia Love. It says, "What are other art structures that are your inspirations or that inspire you?"
Music, singing. I love to sing. Sometimes I question.
I know this.
I question if I really like dancing or if I just like music sometimes. Because it always, in so many ways, starts with the music for me. It's the music that then drives me to want to move. So I'm in a process right now where I'm really trying to find ways to honor that more, to honor like my voice, to honor the music. I would love to learn how to drum. It's always been my goal to learn how to drum. But music is the other form that I really lean on when creating.
Nice. Oh my gosh, okay. I'm overwhelmed about like all the love. Thank you everybody for being here with us as we've powered up to vibrantly move through the rest of our day. There's like 25, 23, it says now, people watching, and all the love. Oh my gosh, thank y'all. Before we go, I have a few quick announcements, yet wonderful announcements to make. First of all, please go and check out Brooke and all the wonderful things she is doing. You can connect and share love and support her by clicking on her Instagram here. And I'm sure her link in the bio may have some things for you to check out. Yes. Secondly, to all of my younger professional artists out there, Black Dance Stories, the Young Artist Experience, is an iteration of Black Dance Stories that not only houses this Power Half Hour, but also will be housing an interactive experience that we are excited to be launching on our website October 1st. We are holding space to spotlight and share all voices and experiences of us younger professional dance movement artists through blog form, with the mission of inspiring our young folks that are aspiring to move through the world as dance artists. So if you are a Black movement dance artist between the ages of 21 and 35, please come to our BDS Young Artist Experience, Young Professional Experience blog site to share your experience with us if you feel called to. You can submit a writing, an audio, or a video that culminates your journey thus far. So again, that is launching October 1st. All of that information will be shared on our social media, so stay posted. And that brings me to my last announcement. To stay connected with us on our social media, huge shout out to Makeda Smith. Subscribe to our wonderful YouTube channel and catch up on all your Black Dance Stories Thursday past episodes that we have. If you haven't already, they are literally soul food. And lastly, come be a part of our Patreon, where we share really awesome, unfiltered, raw, behind the scenes backstage talks from our Black Dance Stories Thursdays that we had, along with other perks and sharings that are exclusive to our Patreon community. So come be a part. All of these links are within our link in our bio. So if you go to our profile, the link in our bio, there's a Linktree link, and it has all of this information. So yes. Without all of your love and interaction and support, we wouldn't be able to continue to be here like we are. So we always just thank y'all so much for your continual love and support as we expand and shift. So yes. Oh, last thing, our next few guests that we have include next month is Johnny Cruz Mercer.
Woo!
Yes. November is Courtney Taylor Key, and December is Dre Drummond. So yay! Come back. It's the last Monday of every month at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. So let's cheers. Thank you so much, Brooke, for being here, sharing your story.
Of course. Thank you. Stories. Thank you, viewers. This was lovely, truly.
Yes, yes. Bye, everyone.
See you.